What is going on, you guys, and welcome to the Upper 90 YouTube soccer channel. In today's video, we are talking about Tottenham and not Chelsea due to the fact that Nuno is on his way out, and who will take his spot will stick around as we dive deeper into this. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Mike, huge Chelsea fan, but we need to talk about the other London club, Tottenham, today due to the fact that they are losing their manager today, which again seems quite surprising because prior to their match against Manchester United, Nuno and Tottenham had released that he will still be there. They believe in his system and know this is a long-term thing.
Hey, come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this.
But prior to that, we thought everything was fine. After the game, well, we saw today, this morning, that he is actually leaving Tottenham, which may be the right call, maybe not. I don't think he got enough time at Tottenham, but at the same time, things really were not working out for him. As we saw, he started off so well at Tottenham, winning his first 3 matches, one being against Manchester City, which after that happened, everyone thought they got the right manager, they're going the right direction. And then all of a sudden, it just went downhill from there. Being manager of the month to now being fired has to be one of the quickest releases of a manager. I know it's not the quickest. Chelsea has that record with multiple managers. So why did it not work out for Nuno? Well, there's multiple factors in this whole situation. The first one being the squad itself at Tottenham. Now, they're not a terrible squad, but they're not a great squad. Yes, you have some superstars on the squad, Harry Kane being one of them, Son being another, but your one superstar, Harry Kane, is not happy at the club, and they went through different managers at the beginning of the season, and lo and behold, they didn't go with their first choice, didn't go with their second, nor third, but ended up going with Nuno, who was way down on the list, and I think that itself set up a really bad system for Tottenham because it showed that they don't really want this manager, don't really believe in the system, but still brought him in. And then their signings for this past window weren't, I would say, great either. I mean, they did bring in Royale as one of the players. They brought a few other different players, but it wasn't the caliber that this team needed and the players that Kane needed around him to make this team actually play well and strive and achieve maybe a title while Harry Kane is there. And I think that is part of the problem that Harry Kane was seeing and didn't really care too much. Now, as we've seen Harry Kane play for Tottenham, he has been just a ghost out there. I mean, I don't know why he's even starting right now. Obviously, you want to start your best players, but right now, Harry Kane is not even putting a full match into each and every game. He's pretty much jogging around, running where he needs to kind of run, but really not putting in the effort. Even when he scored a couple weeks ago, yes, he was called offside, but then it was ruled by VAR, barely celebrated for the goal that he scored. It was one of those like, oh, I guess I scored. Whoops. And so therefore, I think them bringing in their new manager, who happens to be Conte, I think could really flip this for Tottenham and for Harry Kane, because in the beginning of the season, Conte was on the short list for managers to bring in, but for some reason, Levy did not want him to come in. I don't know if there were some financial issues, but now at this point, bringing him in is going to be more expensive than bringing him in at the beginning of the season, where he also would have had the options to bring players in during that window. Now, with the winter window coming up, they can still bring players in, but it's going to be a lot more difficult and more expensive to bring some of those players in. And I'm really confused why Levy just didn't go with Conte in the first place. But with him coming in, can definitely make a huge change for Tottenham. Whether that's for a good thing or a bad thing, it's still up in the air because, as we know, Conte is a leader. He's known for winning titles, really just injecting his energy into the clubs and therefore getting results. We saw it at Chelsea, we saw it at Milan, and we may see the Tottenham, but again, this is a massive hill to climb for not only Conte, but for Tottenham, because now, after 10 weeks into this Premier League, you would almost say this season is a wash for the title itself, which again, I think that's up to Chelsea, Manchester City, and Liverpool. I don't see Tottenham really coming back from this, though it could still happen. I mean, crazy things have happened, but they're going to have to look at other titles to win this season. And I don't think it's going to be until next season that they're really going to see the impact from Conte, because again, he didn't have the full season, didn't have the preseason to really have the players adapt his philosophy and make them believe that they can achieve anything. And because of that, this itself is just a huge brick wall for not only Conte, but for the players. Now, with that being said, though, this does open up the floodgates for different players to possibly get a new starting role in this team. So therefore, you may get that manager bounce off of this, which again could be huge for Tottenham. We only have one game now before international break. So again, this might be the best time to possibly kind of pick and choose different players, see how they do, then watch internationally, and then pick some of those players to start when we come back for Tottenham. But again, it's going to be very difficult for Conte to start making these changes because, again, he has these players that he probably didn't want, or again, thought he could get some better players, and therefore, again, this is going to make it very difficult in the long run for him. Overall, though, I see Conte doing fairly decent in his job. He looks like he's signing for a 2-year contract with, I think, an extended 3rd year. But as we know, with this type of manager, he usually only gets about a season or 2 in and then typically leaves. But maybe this might be the place for him because obviously we know Tottenham do have the money to splurge and therefore could buy some of the players and maybe make this a long-term situation, which could be very scary for not only the rest of the league, but for Chelsea and all the London clubs because, as we know, London is blue, but Tottenham are always trying to claim that they are the best team in London, which, let's be real here, that's not going to ever happen anytime soon. But Conte could be the stepping stones to get them going in the right direction. So that is all I have for you today on this video talking about Tottenham's manager. Again, I'm a little bit surprised, but at the same time, I am not because Nuno just was not working out for this club. Conte coming in, I think, is going to be a huge step up, not only for the club itself, but for the players. I'm really curious to see how Harry Kane adapts to this type of manager because I think this is the guy that can really elevate Harry to the next level, which I didn't think was possible. But again, if he can get to another gear, this could be very scary of a player and just to see what he can achieve in the Premier League. So again, I'm looking forward to this and also slightly terrified of it. So that is all I have for you today. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below. I would greatly appreciate that. Helps get this video to more and more fans of the sport. And again, any fans of Tottenham or Chelsea or any other club out there, I think everyone's going to enjoy this video. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other ones as well. We will see you next time.